Hey everybody, this is Dr. Jesse Jackson III, best-selling author and facilitator of the Don't Kick 'Em Out Book and Training Series. Welcome. Talking to you right now about the importance of closing the fourth quarter out correctly. So the fourth quarter laws of closing a school year. What we find is that typically the production of our staff drops off in that fourth quarter. This is directly after Easter. After spring break, we find that the students drop off. But now notice, the students are relating and connecting to what the direction that the staff goes. So if I am a school leader, I have to be thinking, one, understanding that my school program is 12 months. So we might go to school 39 weeks, but our program is 12 months, 52 weeks, even in the breaks, because I'm always managing my team. Even when they're on recess, the boss is always working. The boss is always preparing. So if at the absolute least closing the school year out, school administrations around the country need to be sitting around the table being trained on which directions we are going. What are we doing next school year? Working with 7 districts right now on fixing their handbook and discipline policy. Fixing their handbook and discipline policy. They were able to acknowledge this is wrong. This doesn't make sense. Let's get somebody in here to help us walk through it and say, let's carve this thing out correctly. So one thing we know about fourth quarter is that it has to be done a certain way. Okay, has to be done a certain way. And this is how I know, because when I see schools consistently fail, they don't realize the school year starts right after Easter. Right after Easter, the Monday after Easter. So even if you're out that week after Easter, after Good Friday, the school year still started. So it's still a planning week. School administration doesn't get a pass. School administration never gets a break. You can get rest. You don't get a break because the school year's always evolving. Anybody will tell you that runs a high school, they'll tell you that's typically the time of year where a lot of my kids get in trouble. They do start doing things. They start getting out there unsupervised, and I lose kids. Do you know how many kids we have had ruin their graduation in the last quarter? We have to finish strong. There is a process to it. Let's get to it. Let's make sure everybody's doing the same thing here. This is just so important. You see here, I'm at a conference today. I decided to come in the lobby to get all of the energy that comes along with it. That means the families. That means people walking up to you while you tape. Like, hi, you want to come to your session next period, which I appreciate. Thank you. Salute. However, I need the energy because I want to really give you how serious situations really are. This is how we close. There are 7 leadership approaches to closing the school year strong. Number 1 is always on team focus, assessing my team. What pieces do I have? What pieces are not the right pieces for this team? One of the things I have found that typically for some school leaders, it can take 3 years to get the right team, but you never give up and you never stop doing it. So your objective is always to make sure you are trying to get pieces. Don't ever give me an excuse that our district, because of union, we don't fire and everything. Listen, that's an excuse, because I have seen people in union situations get people out of the building. Whether people get terminated or not, that's not my business, but I know I need them off my team and off my bus. That's your responsibility. I have been in meetings where principals have talked to their area superintendent and said, listen, do you want our school to succeed? If so, these people must be gotten out of my building. I need your help, boss. Help me out. I've seen deals done. I deal with superintendents. I know anything that needs to be done can get done. See, I know that. I work with bosses. I work with superintendents. Okay. I know whatever needs to be done can get done. So why isn't it getting done? Team focus, assessing of your team. Do I have the right team players on my team? And notice, sometimes it can take 3 years. Sometimes it can't be done at all at the same time. We understand. But every year my team's got to get better, and I've got to get more pieces that are the right pieces. The second piece, it's the consistency of going 192 days. Our team's got to be teaching and doing work up until the last day of the year, and I don't understand what school system thinks they cannot have summer school. You're delusional. Any district or school that's under this impression that you can't have summer school, you are still in a 50-year-old model. You're not even in the 21st century. There's no way you can afford not to run a school summer program anymore in this country. anymore in this country. Everybody's got to go to 12 weeks. If you don't, you'll regret it. You're behind the world. Doesn't even make sense anymore. Communication. What is the balance of communication in your organization? Are we good at it? Are we listening enough to our students? Are we listening enough to what's going on in our building? Are we listening enough to our parents? Where is the communication? We do talk, but are we listening? What is our body language? Have we shown that there is a problem between our staff and our parents, our community? There's a disconnect. What is the communication level? Had one colleague who runs the school recently just gave a survey to their parents about why they're not enrolling for the next school year. The parent feedback told her a whole lot. Told them that we're not happy with you. We don't trust you. Well, if you don't do that and you don't get that, exactly how are you supposed to know? What is the communication level going on in your organization? Number 4, mandatory confrontation, something that's we have to do. I have to confront. You know, and we have this thing that's called a confrontation camp. And a confrontation camp, very simply for us, encourages people to confront and helps people practice confronting. It's something that we have to do. If we don't learn how to confront, we're not going to get better results. Confrontation is a necessary art in any relationship of value. And until that's done, we're not going to be successful. And it's just no way around that. We have to learn to confront. 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 Confrontation is a necessary thing in any relationship that you hold of value. So we have to learn the process of rest, and that's keeping people fresh, making sure people learn how to take care of themselves. And that's just not something we could throw out. It's something that has to be modeled and a part of our business. It is a detailed thing. So what do you do over the summer to keep yourself fresh and ready so that you come back and you're ready to do business? It's a way to do things. It's a process. And this is something that we break down, but you should actually give your folks a plan on how that is done. Number 6 talks about support. Who are you going to be working with next year that's going to give you a distinguished advantage? If you don't have the right level of support, I've met people this year that apologized to me for not working with us this year and said they wish they had done it and want to know, can they do something for next year? And unfortunately, it's too late because I've built a large base of schools that have already asked for commitments of time. So what I knew what was coming was this time where in a non-suspension ban, school districts would need time. They need to have people at meetings that are guiding them through tough and difficult decisions. They need to have ongoing training. I knew this was coming. So this was not just, let's have one training, and that's the magic formula to beating this situation. We're in a suspension ban era. And who you take advice from will determine whether your school's going to be successful or not. Who you accept advice from, where the days of inspiration is over. If you're just getting an inspirational speaker, I mean, is that where we're going? No, we need to know how to do the job. And if we don't know how to do the job, we're going to struggle. And so who's supporting you? You better get the right person to do it. You better pick up the phone. You better send the emails. You better just listen. And sometimes you might be told no, but guess what you better do? You better stay persistent and figure out a way to listen. How can we make this work? I have people that are persistent. I had absolutely no time to help. They didn't stop. I mean, they calling and they calling my secretary and they working her and then she's working me. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? I don't have time. And they made some time. That's what I'm talking about. Who's supporting you? You better figure it out. With the wrong guidance today, your school outcome will show. And then number 7, ongoing training. That process must be prevalent in your school. Ongoing support. I am recommending that every single school be doing training on a monthly basis or quarterly basis at the bare minimum. The day of the one training in August, and that's supposed to stay with us. I'm not even getting involved with folks that think they just can do an August and they're going to be okay for the school year. I'm not. This is a process. The team needs support. They need follow-up. They need guidance. They need to know how this is working. And so what is going on in your mind that you think that you can just have like one talk and we're good? That is so delusional. It's a process. And this, I just find it so, well, first of all, so gratifying to me that Every single school we were involved with on a yearly basis this year has shown growth in their employee attendance and their employee health and in their bottom line outcome of testing and student production. I just find that so first of all, gratifying, but it's like such a big mystery. No, it's not. If you understand what's going on with the people are telling you, we need help. The administrators are telling you, boss, superintendent, we need guidance. There are situations coming up that we don't know what to do. And what are you going to do unless you have an environment where you can sit down and learn, talk, and don't have to worry about, did I say something wrong? Many times in my classes, you'll have a lot of people tell you, the school's like, he's just going to tell you that you're wrong. Right, because the answer isn't right. So how cool is it to have a class that the guy will tell you you're wrong and then show you exactly why you're wrong and then make sure before you leave the class, you know exactly which direction you should be going. I deal in an expertise space. This is not an opinion theory. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not attempting to know everything about everything. I'm not in there talking about curriculum. I'm not in there talking about other components of school. We're sitting here talking about the employees, behavior, how we work together, and exactly how to get the results we need from our staff, from our parents, and from our kids. And there's no other way to do it. People issues require people solutions. That is our advantage. And this is how you should finish your fourth quarter. Under that clarity, under that understanding. And when you do that, that's when you get the results that you deserve. Dr. Jackson here, live on set at a major conference today. Gonna have a really great time today. Thank you guys for listening. As always, you know I can help you. Please always try to reach out. You know, our schedule's gonna be tight, but particularly when you look at this fourth quarter training, you're talking about in April, you're talking about in May, you're talking about in June, you're talking about in July. You better find a way to get in there. You better find, August is gonna be, every day in August is going to be full for a reason. We're working most Saturdays in August because people have said, listen, help us get us a space so we can get off to a good start. I believe the best way to get off to a good start is to make sure you close smart. So if you're looking at your calendar and you're looking there in April, I know it's tight. I don't know if anything's in there, but you better call. Don't be silly and finish your school year in a negative vibe. Don't be silly and not train over the summer. You're making a huge mistake. At the most minimum part is all school administration should be under tutelage over the summer with some new ideas, improving their leadership, improving their details to helping and managing the issues going on in your institution. Listen, let's do what we know works, not what we hope works. Dr. Jackson here. See you next time, and I'll see you soon in class.